Did you know that you actually have a teeny tiny organ hidden beneath your liver? It works silently and you might never know it's there unless you have a problem with it. It's called the gallbladder. The gallbladder is essential for digesting fats, but sometimes things can go wrong. One of those things is called gallstones. Today, let's journey into the world of gallstones to talk about symptoms of gallstones, how to prevent and treat them, lab tests you would use to figure out if you even have them in the first place. By the end of this, you'll feel like an expert. Let's dive in. So you may not know this, but your liver actually makes a liquid called bile. That bile is stored in your gallbladder. Bile is essential for digesting things like fats. When you eat food and it goes into your stomach, the liver will tell the gallbladder to release some of its contents to help digest that food. But if bile stays in the gallbladder and becomes super saturated, gallstones can start to form. The pain associated with gallstones can be pretty intense. It usually starts around your liver, right on the right side, and it can even radiate up to your shoulder and your back. It can last from just a few minutes to even a few hours. Symptoms most commonly occur when a gallstone gets lodged in the bile duct, and this can lead to things like nausea or vomiting, pain that gets really intense and radiates again up to the shoulder. It can even cause pain in your abdomen or between your shoulder blades. This pain may also get really intense after you eat a meal that's full of fat. So sudden, sharp abdominal pains that radiate upwards towards your shoulder blades could be a symptom that something's up with your gallbladder. But what causes gallstones and who is most at risk? So first, let's start with anatomy. It's helpful to know that the biliary tract includes the liver, gallbladder, and bile ducts, which work together to make, store, and secrete bile. The liver produces bile, which then travels to the gallbladder for storage via the common bile duct. But there's an even deeper connection, one that ties our gut to our gallbladder. When substances irritate our gut, it can become leaky, leading to inflammation. This inflammation can disrupt the transport systems of the bile and even allow microbes to leak into our bloodstream. This two-way street between our gut and our gallbladder is fascinating. For example, reduced bile flow can cause imbalances in our gut microbiome, increasing the risk of conditions like SIBO. On the flip side, those very same types of imbalances can cause gallstones to be more likely to form. A diet that's super high in processed fats, sugar, and really low in fiber can increase your risk of gallstone formation. But that's not all. Methylation, a crucial process in our body, when imbalanced, can cause bile to become thicker, making it less efficient at breaking down fats. As we age, our body undergoes changes. Increasing biliary cholesterol secretion, changes in cholesterol processing, and the influence of estrogen can all play a role in gallstone formation. Being overweight or obese can cause rapid changes in weight, and even pregnancy can put you at increased risk of gallstone formation. It's helpful to know that while gallstones are more common in females, those over 40, those who may be considered obese or overweight, and those with a family history of gallstones, our diet, genes, and lifestyle choices all play a significant role. Okay, so how do you know if you have gallstones? And more importantly, how do you figure out what's causing them so you can find and heal the root cause? Functional medicine labs offer valuable insights to the root cause of your gallstone formation and can help you navigate this really complex terrain. Let's break it down. If you want to know how your gallbladder is functioning, you don't need to look very far. Basic blood markers can give us a window into the gallbladder's health. You can look at things like bilirubin and liver enzymes to see how your liver is doing and if there may be any problems upstream from the bile duct that are leading to issues with your gallbladder. Your doctor may also measure enzymes in your blood and proteins to make sure that your liver and gallbladder are working together correctly. Your doctor can also check on pancreatic enzymes to make sure that an issue with the bile duct isn't causing issues with your pancreas. Blood markers can be a window into our gallbladder's health. Liver function tests, for instance, measure enzymes, proteins, and bilirubin levels, revealing potential signs of liver or gallbladder disease. Our gut's health is also intertwined with gallstone formation. Comprehensive stool tests can pinpoint issues like microbiome imbalances or inflammation that may be contributing to gallstone formation. You can also test for things like celiac disease or food sensitivities that could be contributing to inflammation in the gut. Taking the microbiome one step further, you could even test for things like SIBO if you have signs of it. SIBO stands for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth and involves the overgrowth of bacteria like methane and hydrogen. The small intestine's bacterial balance plays a crucial role. A breath test can detect small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which has been linked to gallstone formation. Next up is the metabolic health evaluation. That includes looking at things like insulin and blood sugar, as well as other hormones, and taking a deep dive into your nutrient status. This will reveal things about your cellular health, how your body is handling sugar, and how you're handling stress. In addition, several other tests also measure how the body handles blood sugar. These tests can identify insulin resistance, a condition where sugar stays in the blood for too long because your cells aren't listening to the signals from insulin. Over time, high sugar in your bloodstream can lead to issues like inflammation, damage to small blood vessels, and even issues with cellular health. These changes are linked to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and gallstones. Some of these tests include things like a fasting glucose, hemoglobin A1C, fasting insulin, and a HOMA-IR score, which calculates your degree of insulin resistance using the values mentioned above. You can also check for something called C-peptide, a marker that your body is producing insulin. A lipid profile can also help you to assess how is your metabolism working. It includes total cholesterol, HDL or good cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, and sometimes even the smaller cholesterol particles, sometimes called lipoproteins. It will also include triglycerides, which are a measure of fat in the bloodstream. If you're looking to understand your body's methylation, you could do some genetic tests. One way to assess if you have a very famous and commonly known SNP or single nucleotide polymorphism is to run what's called an MTHFR test. MTHFR stands for methyl tetrahydrofolate reductase. It's an enzyme that helps attach a methyl group to folate. When you attach a methyl group to B vitamins, it helps make them easier to use. It can also help keep levels of a compound called homocysteine low, which can protect your brain and cardiovascular health. As you'll recall from earlier in the video, it's also involved in making bile. Now, all of these tests can help you understand the root cause of gallstones, but how do you know if you actually have them? The only way to know if you truly have gallstones is to see them. The most common way to see gallstones is to use an ultrasound. That's a machine that uses sound waves to see inside the body. You'll have to do an ultrasound to know if you have gallstones for sure, or another imaging method that your doctor may choose. So, by leveraging all these different types of tests, we can help figure out if you've got gallstones and what's behind them as the root cause if you do. But now for the more important question. What do you do if you've got them? How do you make them go away? And what are the effective and natural treatments for gallstones? Before we talk about traditional treatments, let's start with the natural stuff. There are definitely diet and lifestyle interventions that you can use to help reduce your risk of gallstone formation and help minimize the chances that you'll have a gallstone or what's called gallbladder attack. If you've got celiac disease, definitely stay gluten-free. That's been proven to help reduce the risk of gallstone issues in people with celiac disease. Fiber is also another amazing way to help reduce the instance of gallstone formation. Things like oats, berries, nuts, and seeds can be a really yummy and powerful addition to your diet that can help reduce your risk of gallstone formation long term. You also could work with an RD to design a lower fat, anti-inflammatory food plan that emphasizes whole foods and minimizes processed ones. Your doctor will tell you exactly which type of diet is the best for you, but diet can and should be part of a really holistic plan that you use to reduce your risk of gallstones. Supplements can also be really helpful. There's evidence that things like lecithin, choline, methionine, and glycine can help to reduce the risk of gallstone formation. Vitamin C and E can help to stimulate bile production. And there are things called bitters, which are herbs that help to stimulate bile. Traditionally, things like milk thistle, dandelion root, and turmeric have been used to help support healthy liver function and gallbladder function. Acupuncture has also been demonstrated to help regulate gallbladder volume and reduce pain in people with gallstone issues. Conventionally, there's a few options for next steps if you've got gallstones. Beyond just trying to prevent more of them from forming, sometimes you've got to deal with them. One way is to take a medication that can help you dissolve gallstones over time. The other way is surgery. Whatever your doctor recommends as being best for you is your next best step. And always check with your doctor before you start a natural remedy to help with the condition. Sometimes those natural remedies can interfere with medications or surgeries that they're planning to have you do. When you use it all and work with your practitioner to make sure you're doing it safely, you get the best of both worlds of conventional and functional medicine to help decrease your risk of gallstone formation and thrive long term. In our quest for health, it's essential to remember that every individual is unique. Make sure to chat with your doctor about which of these natural and conventional options could be best for you. We hope you enjoyed today's video, and please make sure to like and subscribe for more videos on health and wellness and to learn about the cutting edge of root cause medicine.